what you're gonna go through. So the first thing is there is no prior knowledge or previous coding experience is required. You can be a complete newbie in the machine learning field or a complete newbie in programming field, and we'll take care that you start your journey from the scratch till the very end. The only thing that we need from you is that you should have a bit of knowledge about any of the programming languages before. Any. It can be Python, it can be Java, it can be any of them. You just need a basic of programming knowledge so that you understand how the syntaxes work. If you have that, with that we can easily go on from the journey, because we are making sure that each and every student does understand each and everything. So there's that. And the duration of the program is going to be 3 months, in which 45 days are going to be the normal live classes and 45 days going to be the project work. Now, it's not like the first 45 is live and the next 45 is project work. It's been evenly distributed into live classes and project works, so that you'll have the taste of the live classes and you'll have ample time to implement the things that you have learned in that particular gap between the live classes. Now, you'll have the live online conference classes for this. It's not a recorded session or something that I will just tell you to refer and see. We'll take the classes, and you have the doubt assistance. So after every class, we'll be there to answer each and every question that you may have, and the things that you didn't understand in the session, we'll happily clarify that. And in doubt assistant, it's not also like we are only available during the live classes. We'll be joining you all to WhatsApp group or Telegram group, depends upon the size of the group, and you can ask the questions directly into the group, and we'll make sure that we answer that question as soon as possible. Max to max, it may take like 10 minutes, it may take like half an hour, because any other instruction didn't see the message, but we'll make sure that you get your answer within 1 hour of asking the questions. And they're going to be 20 plus projects. Now, I'm not telling that all the 20 projects are going to be a huge projects. Some of them is going to be medium size, some of them is going to be big, some of them is going to be small. It depends upon what you study, what we exactly taught you in that particular time frame, and the basis of that will make you do some small projects or big projects, so that you'll have your hands dirty with the code, so that you'll understand more about what exactly you studied. Because even if anyone will tell you about the whole theory of machine learning, you will never understand, or you will never retain the stuff unless and until you get your hand dirty and try to figure out and try to implement stuff by your own. The more you will try to implement your stuff, the more you'll learn about new things. And it will also help you in internship and placement guidance, because currently the situation of corona is going on, which is not a really good situation for any of us. So the students should have some assistance about the internship and placement, like how to approach an internship, how to exactly apply to an internship, how to approach the placement, how to approach the placements, how to clarify them, like how to qualify all the stuff. So we'll also help them in that. And it's gonna be, and on the top of that, if at the end of the session we completed all the tasks that we have, as far as you are expecting it to be, you can easily ask for a refund about your for your money, and will happily refund you the money. So this that also, if you don't think that the course is not good enough, so you can happily refund your money at the end. But for that you have to complete all the tasks. It's not like you just leave in between and then you can ask for the refund. That's not possible. Okay. So let's talk about some instructor that are there. Now the first instructor is gonna be Mrityunjay Das. He's the founder of Grow90 and currently doing a dual degree in aerospace engineering in IIT Madras, and is currently doing a summer intern in Surgeon. Or you can contact them. So you can go to the LinkedIn profile as Joy Das. The next gonna be Rashid Raj is me. I don't exactly look like this because of my hair now. So I'm currently working as an ML mentor in Grow90. I worked in the mentorship program of different companies like TechTable, and I'm currently also working as a mentorship program for Girl Script Foundation. Currently, I'm doing a BE in Information Science in RNCT Bangalore. And if you want to connect to me, you can easily go to my LinkedIn profile and talk to me there. Now, let's talk about some of the basics of machine learning, like why we literally need it. Hold on for a moment. Let me see if there's any problem right now. Okay, let's take some questions which I have. So, can you schedule the daily timing in mornings? So, first thing is we haven't specified the timings. We'll talk to you personally, not exactly personally. We'll have a talk about when exactly the timings is gonna be, and if in days when you couldn't attend the classes, no problem. We'll have the recording sessions, and you'll be provided with all the recording session of all the classes. So you'll not have to worry about you have to attend the class or not. You may miss the class. I'll not suggest you to do that, but if you miss the class, you'll get the recordings. Time for the live classes. Don't worry, guys. We'll talk to you. We'll make sure that most of you will be comfortable with the timings that we'll set. With the price portion, can anyone please repeat? Okay. The price portion is 300 for now. We haven't changed, like we haven't specified on this one. It's 300 for now. And what we're planning is you pay the money. It's not a course fee or something. It's just a bond between you and us, so that the effort that you're putting shouldn't go on vain. The thing is, the chances that you pay the money, you didn't feel like continuing the class, or you may feel like machine learning is not the thing for you. So there's chances that you can go with that. So what we're planning is you just pay the money. If you complete the whole session with all the assignments that you have provided, and at the end, if you felt that okay, after completing the whole session, also you felt that okay, this course is not for me or it's not benefited for me, you can ask us and we'll refund you the whole money instead of the certificates. If you don't want them, and if you want the certificates, then we'll not refund the money. So this is that. So you'll have a option of getting money back even after completing the whole session. Cool then. So the knowledge in C and C++ now is okay for understanding the programs in the session. Yes, guys. We just only want you to have a knowledge of any of the programming languages. We'll be working on Python. So before starting machine learning, we'll make sure that you'll have ample amount of Python knowledge to start machine learning. So there's that. So let's start some basics of machine learning, because machine learning is like a big topic right now. Everyone is talking about machine learning. Big companies are working on it. Small companies are working on it. All the startups are like on that thing only. So let's see, like, is it really that hard or that of a big deal? We'll see about that. So how many months the course duration is? The course duration is of 3 months, in which 45 days is gonna be the live classes, and 45 days is gonna be your live session, your project works, which is evenly distributed in the whole 3 months. So you will be sending a Google Pay or Paytm to pay the fees. Don't worry, guys. You'll get to know about each and everything about the payment of money. No figuring out, no problem in that. So let's start. And maybe in between the sessions, in between the explaining of the going through the slides, I may not be able to see the question. So don't spam the chat. You can keep the questions in the chat. When I'll come back, I'll answer each and every question. So let's see what exactly is machine learning and why it's such a big deal. So let's start. Sorry. So let's see what exactly is machine learning. Now, just imagine you went to a fruit shop to buy the fruits. Cool enough. And in fruits, you want mangoes. Now, how will you choose the best mangoes? So you were informed that the bright yellow mangoes are sweeter than the pale yellow mangoes. That's the conclusion that you have made till now, that the bright yellow are better or the sweeter than the. Okay. Someone's microphone is on. I'll suggest them to just turn on the microphone. Thank you. Okay, so because I'm back and I saw two questions, so we'll see about that also. So do you guys cover OpenCV? So no, we are not going to cover OpenCV because OpenCV is completely into the computer vision section. So we are not touching all the stuffs. So will this be considered as an internship? No, it is not going to be considered as an internship. It's going to be considered as a training. And one more thing, uh, if okay, this is like a general thing that I all want to tell you all of you guys, because you all are in college. Even I'm in college. I'm in currently fourth year.
I was wishing that my exams get cancelled, but it's not still not cancelled. So I'm still like stuck in fourth year. So I've seen so many advertisements about courses like we're providing you an internship, but you have to pay. That's not exactly an internship. The thing in which you have to pay, or you are you're getting taught something. That's not internship. Maybe chances that after teaching you something, they make you do some work. Okay, that's fine. But when they're teaching you something, that's not what we call internship. That's what we call a training, and this is what we call it as a training. So we'll not like disguise ourselves as a vendor in this training program. So let's see about the. So what we so how will you choose the best mangoes? So we informed that the bright yellow mangoes are sweeter than the pale yellow ones. So the conclusion has been made. But after taking all the bright yellow mangoes, you took all the bright yellow mangoes, went home, started eating all the mangoes. Now you found out that some of the mangoes are not sweet and some of them are sweet. Now you started making one more conclusion. Now which of the bright mangoes are sweet, which one is not? Found out and bright yellow mangoes are guaranteed to be sweet, while the small bright yellow mangoes are sweet only half of the time. So one more conclusion that you have made: you need a bigger mango and a bright yellow mango both. So you'll make sure that you buy the bigger bright yellow mango so that it's always going to be sweet. Into the shop, the vendor is out of mangoes. They go to the other shop. The other shop gets the mangoes from some different part of the country. So the plan or the conclusion that you have made for that particular vendor is not going to apply here. So you made another observation for this particular vendor that the soft mangoes are the juiciest. So for this particular vendor, you're going to go for the soft mangoes. Now, again, next day you want to go to the market. This time you're completely fed up with the mangoes. You want to buy oranges. Now, all the conclusion that you have made in these 3 days or 4 days about mangoes, it's completely in vain. You cannot apply any of the conclusion about mangoes in oranges. But it's fine. That's how human being works. You explore, you learn, and you grow up. So that's completely fine. But now, what happens if you want to make our machine to do the same thing for us? So if the conclusion are less, we can just easily write a simple code. If the color is bright yellow, so if anyone has any programming knowledge, you can easily understand this particular piece of code. The color is bright yellow and the size is big. The mango is sweet, and also implying if the texture is soft, the mango is juicy. So there's really small conclusions and not so many. So we can easily write the code for that. But imagine we have so many conclusions. It's not like we have only one conclusion that we make in our entire life. We have numbers of conclusions. Sometimes we don't even know what kind of conclusion we made. We have just this instinct in us so that we go for that stuff. It's not like even we exactly know what all conclusions we made. So these are the stuffs. If you hard code all the stuff in a program, it will take you ages to make a model which is again gonna be not gonna be really good because the conclusions that you made sometimes the chances that it's wrong, sometimes the chances that it's right. So even that can happen. So what to do? In that particular situation comes the machine learning. What exactly machine learning does is it's just a piece of code which tries to learn from the previous data that you provide. Just like us, we are learning from our previous experiences. Machine learning is also just a piece of code which learns from the data which is provided to them. How exactly machine even does that? So there are some features of machine learning which it uses the data to detect the patterns in the data set and adjust the program actions accordingly. And basis on the patterns, it's the code is going to grow and change our outlook of change our output that they're going to provide. And one more thing that the machine learning does is it provides some hidden insights about the data, the insights that we don't even realize by seeing the data by ourselves, that machine learning can do. Now some of the applications of Google, ml Google Maps. I guess all of you are using Google Maps each and every day. You're going somewhere. and suddenly Google Maps tells you that the way you're taking is the best route or the way you're taking is the longest route. How do they tell that? So it has huge machine learning libraries working behind, which is taking consideration of all the people who are using Google Maps, because it's not only you. There are like billions of people who are using Google Maps. So on the particular road, they're getting the information about which one has more traffic, which one has less traffic. So on the basis of that, you get the knowledge. Product recommendation. Now, product recommendation is one of the biggest things that you have seen till now. People are getting recommendation. You just search on Flipkart or what, Flipkart on Amazon about any of the stuff. You're trying to buy shoes. You're trying to buy phone or something like that. You didn't buy the stuff till now. Buy the stuff then and there only. So next time you open Facebook, you get the recommendation of that particular same object in Facebook. You open WhatsApp. Not WhatsApp. WhatsApp doesn't give you ads. So Facebook, when you open Instagram, you get the ad for that. So that's how product recommendation works. And the third you can see is the self-driving cars. Now, I guess all of you know about Tesla and all of you know about Elon Musk and how much they are working on the self-driving cars. The work is going on really well. Their development is really well. The first version that they made for the self-driving cars was reduced the accident rate by 40% on the test environment, which is really a huge step. That to the version 1. God knows how well they can make it for the version 2 and version 3. So these are the some of the applications of ML. Some of them are like completely embedded in your life, so that even you don't even realize that we're using the machine learning algorithms. So there are some exact machine learning steps that you follow to make a machine learning model. First is going to be the collection of data. As simple as that. If you want to train a model, you need huge amount of data. So you get data from each and every places, from Google Forms. If you have some what data forms, from that you're getting the data. So collection of data is fun. Then comes the data wrangling. So if you get the data from different sources, it's not organized. It's random kind of data, which you have to make sure that it's organized. It has to be like in a homogeneous structure, which you can understand. Okay, that's what you call a data wrangling. Then comes the analysis of data. So out of the whole all structured data, you have to figure out which one is useful for you, which one is not. Because the all data you got, it's not like the exact thing that you're trying to make, the exact model you're trying to make. It's specific type of data. Imagine you're trying to make a model which can guess the person's age. So in that particular model, the person will require the person's height, gender, maybe not date of birth, like something like that. But the model will not try to figure out. The model will not need the person's address. The address is dependent upon the person. Like it's information about the person, but that's not what you need. So that's what you do in analysis of the data. So you analyze the data, find out which one you need, which one you don't. If you need that, you keep it into the training set. After a training set, what you do, you train the algorithm. You take your training data, put it into the model to train your model. Training. Next step is going to be testing. Now your model has been trained, things have been done. Now how to make sure that the model you have made is good, bad, really good, or like completely a crap shit system. So what you're gonna do is you test your model, like how well it's guessing the answers or how well it's predicting, how well it's classifying. On the basis of that, you get a score like your model is 95% accurate, your model is 10% accurate, something like that. You do with that test. Once all the things have been done, training, testing, all the things have been done, you deploy your model to the end user so that even the end users can use your code or use your program, but they don't need to know about the like what backend of the system. So deployment is just like taking the consideration of web development as an example. You can take deployment as the front end. All the five steps are the backend stuff, and the sixth step is the front end stuff, in which you just make a front end with which the users can also interact with the system or the model without getting to know about the whole coding mess that you have made. So we'll see about the machine learning types that are there. So the first is the supervised learning. Second, unsupervised learning. Third, the reinforcement learning. Let's see rough about what all of those. So first is called the supervised learning. In supervised learning, the data that you provide is labeled. It's like you know what kind of data it is and you know what kind of answer we want. Take an example of I am providing so many people's height, age, weight, medical history, and I just wanted the model to guess that the guy is healthy or not. That's an example of supervised learning. You know what kind of data that you're providing, and you know what kind of answer you want. That's supervised learning. You can take example of y is equal to f of x. That's what you're gonna do in this learning. You try to find a mapping function f which can map the values of input x to the values of output y. So you have in simple terms, you just have numerous values of x and corresponding y, and you're just finding the mapping function x which can relate all the x's to all the y's. Simple. Why we exactly name it supervised learning is you can imagine this as a teacher training a student. The teacher is teaching the student like this thing happens like this thing happens like this, and if the student makes a mistake, the teacher corrects it that okay, this is the wrong answer, this is the right answer. That's what happens in supervised learning. Now the next some example of supervised learning is all the voice assistants, Siri, Alexa, Google, Cortana, anything that you use. First is gonna train on your voice, and then it's gonna follow your voice for all the commands that you specify. You can go for the biometric scanning. It's gonna train your biometric finger scan on your machine. So later, when you come back and try to use the biometric scan, it can recognize your biometrics and give you access or deny your access. Learning now. Now, as the name suggests, in supervised learning, you knew what kind of data that you're providing and you know what kind of answer you're gonna get. In unsupervised, you have neither of them. You have no idea what kind of data you're providing and you have no idea what kind of answer you're gonna get. Now you may think that is it even possible? Basically, we do in supervised learning is we just cluster the data into groups. Now you can take an example of imagine you have 1 million pictures of fruits. Okay, you don't know how many fruits are there, like what kind of different fruits are there. There are apples or not, there are bananas or not, there are grapes or not. You don't know that. You just know it's a group of fruits. Done. What you want to do is you want to just cluster the pictures, like which can cluster all the apple pictures together, all the banana pictures together, all the mango pictures together. That's what you do in supervised learning. You just do the clustering stuff. So you provide the raw input data, the machine model gonna cluster the data on the basis of similarities. How similar one data point or one instance is closer to the other instance. Even the model doesn't know that the cluster it's making is of banana, is of apple, is of anything, or it's even a fruit. It's just gonna find out the similarities between the data types and gonna give you the output. That's what they call an unsupervised learning. So you use unsupervised learning in so many stuff, like you're getting information about all the places, like from cloud, from music, from tablets. You get the training data, the machine learning algorithm gives you data about okay, this is the cloud data, this is the music data, this is the web data, anything like that, and you can use this data. Sorry, not data. Use this data for other stuff. Also, what the people of supermarket does is they give this special offer. How they find out they're a special to give the special offers on? They cannot just randomly select the special offer. So they'll have the information about what you bought, what you're preferring to buy, and they have information about so many people who have come to the supermarket. Now, after all this data, they give it to the model. After the clustering, they get to know that many people are buying bread and butter together. Number of the people who are buying bread and butter is really big. So the people got to know, okay, there are many customers who are buying bread and butter. So give a 50% off. If they buy bread and butter, give a 50% off on eggs. So that they'll be forced or they'll be like intimidated to buy the butter, intimidated to buy the egg. You can use the unsupervised learning example in that. Now, the third part is the reinforcement learning. Now, reinforcement learning is not exactly a machine learning algorithm. It's like some, it's a borderline of advanced machine learning. What exactly happens in reinforcement machine learning is we do not even have a training data. Have a training data train the model there. So we literally leave the model to work on its own. and the model takes some steps, and on the basis of the steps that he takes or the machine takes, they get a reward, either positive or negative. If it's a positive reward, the machine will consider that the step that he took was right. If it's a negative reward, it will consider that the step he took was wrong. You can take this example as a baby going to the candy. Now, if the baby is there, the candy is a bit far away. There can be two scenarios. First scenario, the baby started walking and reached to the candy. The baby got the candy, the baby is happy. That you can consider as a positive reward. So the path the baby took to reach the candy was a positive path because it leads to the answer. And the reward he got was a candy, which is a positive reward. Now, scenario two can be the baby was going towards the candy, but he got stuck, or he or she, wherever, who got stuck by any toy or anything, any obstacle in the way, and the baby got hurt and he was crying. Now, this is what you can consider as a wrong step, and the reward the baby got was he or she got hurt, and this is what you can consider as a positive reward. Now the baby will remember that this particular path that the baby took to get to the candy was not right because he or she got hurt. So the next time he's not going to do the exact same thing again. That's what you do in reinforcement learning. You literally leave the model to do whatever the model want, and slowly getting the rewards, they figure out where to go. The best example of reinforcement learning is AlphaGo. AlphaGo is a game, is a program that's built to play checkers. Now, while training the model of AlphaGo and reinforcement learning, it tries to beat itself into a score of 100 to 0. Now, at the starting, the machine has been led to do whatever it wants, and slowly, the steps that it took and what all rewards that it got about is the is it going on a winning section or is it going on the losing section, depending on how the model learned about how to play it and how to defeat the other. So that's what you do in reinforcement learning. So this is all about the whole overview of machine learning. So let me see if you have any doubt about machine learning right now. Okay, so we have lots of things going on. Sales and the like, okay, not fine. Consider internship. So if you'll complete the course successfully, we'll consider. So if you okay, sorry, sorry. I was asking a question. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so development is okay. I guess Messenger sir took all the stuff. So I'm from Nepal and know about the course via LinkedIn free bootcamp. No international online payment has been implemented here. How can I pay? So don't worry, bro. We'll find out a way to contact you. Duration sessions is 40 minutes. Cool, only that much. Is this PPT will be shared? Okay, as you want. It will be shared to you. On which WhatsApp group the interaction will be done. The WhatsApp group will be created right now, and you all will be added. So no problem with that. Now, I guess no has any doubt now. So let me just show you one of the code. Now you have seen all of the overview of machine learning stuffs. Now let's see how exactly the code has been written, because that's what you have to do. Write the code. So let me show you the code and let me just explain you how easy it is to write a code. Code. So you can see this is a whole implementation of an linear regression model. So machine learning has different algorithms. Supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement have different algorithms by themselves. Supervised, we have linear regression, logistic regression, vector, and so many stuffs. So the very first one is the linear regression. So let's see how exactly it's been implemented. So function is just like hash include or getting all the required libraries from the program. So you can just ignore this line for now. Now, the first thing that what you have told is to get the data set, the data on which the model is going to be trained. So this line particularly does that. It takes the CSV file name LR and load it into a data set. Now, if you print the data set, you can see we have this kind of data set which has we have this data set which has three columns: STA, maximum temperature, minimum temperature. Rows we have, so you can see we have 1,19,040 rows. So it's a huge data set and three columns. To see the shape, you can just write the shape how what are functions are there will be explained exactly in exam, whole overview of what steps is. Now we want to make a model, the maximum temperature based on the minimum temperature. We just want a model. If I'll put it can guess the maximum temperature. Simple. Now just plot the minimum temperature versus maximum temperature for now. To plot a graph, we just use a plot function. We provided the x-axis and the y-axis and the style as 0 so that all the points 0 0 has to be printed. Minimum temperature versus maximum temperature. So the title is here. X label and Y label as maximum temperature and minimum temperature. So all these three lines are just labeling of the graph. The main graph is printed by a single line. Just show the graph. You can see this is the minimum temperature versus maximum. Now what you have to do? You have to make two sets, one set X and one set Y. In the slides, Y is equal to fx, and what you are providing the model, so many number of x's and their corresponding y's. So that's what we're gonna make. We have x, which is the minimum temperature. We want the model to have maximum temperature based on the minimum temperature. So we take x as data set of minimum temperature and we extract the value using values reshape, and which is gonna be taught in the class if you enroll. And the second is y, which is going to be the maximum temperature, which is the output that you want. So we take this x and y. Now to test your model, what we do is the whole data set has been divided into two parts, the training and the testing. Why we do that? Because we want to test our model, how good we made our model, because we do not just want to train our whole data into the whole data to the model and then test it. That's not a good thing to do, because if you're trying to explain something to just imagine you're a teacher and you're trying to teach a topic to a guy or to a student, and you explain that topic using a single question. Now if you want to test that student, like how good he understood or how good he or she understood, you're gonna provide a similar kind of question so that it can apply that particular knowledge to solve this question. But if you give the student the same question, it can there's a possibility that the model the guy literally by hearted the steps and gonna give you the answer. That would happen. That's what also happens with machine. If you provide too much of data which are completely biased, the model tries to remember the data at all, a complete data. It doesn't generalize the model. It just completely started remembering the data. That's called model overfitting. So we'll go through all these stuffs into the classes. So we don't want this to happen. So we don't want the model to be tested on the same data on which we trained on. So we trained the function which split our data into the training and the testing part. So we provided the training and testing. We specify which kind of size we want to have in for the test size. So we specified 0.2 means it's gonna be into the testing part, and we set a random set as none so that randomly we'll get the answers, get the sets. So we saved it in xtrain, xtest, ytrain, and ytest. So xtrain contains the values of x, and the corresponding answers will be saved in ytrain. Xtest contains the value of x, and the corresponding answers will be saved in ytest. So we're going to train our model in xtrain and ytrain, and we're going to test our model in xtest and ytest. Okay, now the model has been like the data has been ready. Now how to train your model? You just have to call one function which is known as linear regression. Now we're making a linear regression model, so we make an object of linear regression, make a variable, any name that you can give, and we make an object of linear regression. And one function that does all the things of machine learning is model, how to get the data, how to evaluate, how to fit it. You do not have to do anything. Just write dot fit, provide the data, and the model is ready now. If you want to see the answers now. So what we're doing is the previously we have split the data into train and test. So we have x test as some values of x and the exact answers in y test. Now we exactly provide the value of x test using the function predict. Now predict is a function which is gonna give you the output on the basis of the input. It means the model is ready. Now the model is ready to take the input and give you the output. So take the input, we have a function predict, which is going to give you an output. So we provided the value x test, which is going to give you the predicted value of the model as an answer. So by prediction, if you want to see exact answers, now the model has been trained. So if I specify what is the maximum temperature if the minimum temperature is 25 degrees. So if I run the code, so if the minimum temperature is 25 degrees, the maximum temperature can be 33.67 degrees. If the minimum temperature is 20 27 degrees. Maximum temperature can be again 35 degrees. So you can get the answers. Now what we did is we just printed all the values of X test, their actual answers, which is saved in Y test and the predicted answers. We printed the answers using a data frame. So you can see for all the values, the actual answer is 28. So the first instance, actual answer is 28. The model predicted 31. A bit far, fine enough. The second is actual is 28.88, predicted 31.2. Third is 28.33, predicted 31.31. So there are chances that it may be a bit far away. So you can see for this instance, actually is 27, model predicted 26, quite close. Now we want to see what exact answer that the model predicted as a line, because linear regression is known as linear regression that we are making a best fit line. So if you want to print the line, the same line, the scatter, which we used here, the same three lines to plot the names, and the plot graph, which takes the X test and the Y predicted value to make a line. So you can see this is your best fit line that is guessing your answers. If you're using a model, you have to have some matrix which can guess your answer, which can tell you that how well your model is. Because you get to know, you should know what kind of model you are, what how well your model is working. So for that, we have so many matrices which is available to us, which is uh, support, so not support optimism, mean absolute error, mean squared error, root mean squared error. So many stuff are there. So let's go through only one of them, which is mean absolute error. What exactly mean absolute error is? It is to find the differences between the actual answer and the predicted answer for all the instances. So you can see for all the instances, it will find a difference. So the first instance, answer is 28, predicted is 31. Difference is going to be like what? 28, 29, 30, 31, 3. Second, 4. So it's going to add each and every one of them and divide it by the number of instances. So we have 23 instances. So all that adding and then dividing it to the number of instances that you have. And it gives you the error value that this is your general error of the model. So even that looks like a huge deal. Like you have to get the subtraction of each and every instances to 28,000 instances. That's a hectic thing. But again, it's Python, it's machine learning. You do not have to do anything by yourself. You just use the function matrix dot mean absolute error. We provided the actual answer, which is Y test, and the predicted answers, which is Y prediction, and it's gonna give you the mean absolute error, which is 3.2. So generally, the model that you have made is +3 or -3, have an error of +3 or -3, which means that the actual answer and the predicted answer can have a distance of either +3 or -3. So you can see implementing an ML model is not at all hard or any hectic thing at all. You can just easily understood all the lines. Even if you don't know machine learning, you'll read the line, you'll get to know about the feel of what exactly the lines are doing. So this is what about machine learning is. So let me see if anyone has any question. So today's PPT has been shared. So this will lead to overfitting, right? So yep, this leads to overfitting. All of you have, and people have any idea? This is our internal group has been shared. Okay, sorry for my speaker. I guess I removed my speaker from my mouth a bit far away. Sorry for that. Sorry for that, guys. So yeah, this is what the stuff are. So if you have any doubt, you can please send the PPT link in WhatsApp. Okay, as you wish. The PPT link will be sent in WhatsApp in a while, and the WhatsApp link is also shared. Okay, let me just paste it again. Copy. So this is there you go with the WhatsApp link. And don't worry, you'll also get the mail the WhatsApp link and the payment methods, everything you'll get. Thanks, Bakar. So I guess all of you are happy for now. Can you brief about projects? I've missed the first few minutes. Okay, bro. So the projects, they're gonna be 20 all of them are not gonna be huge. Some of them are gonna be small projects just to get your hand dirty into a new topic that you'll be explained. Then comes much you have to imply the knowledge which you have learned till now to get the answer. So they are equally separated projects which are gonna be or completely easy. So any other questions? Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you, Vilash. So I don't think anyone has a doubt now. Okay, no problem. If anyone has any doubt, you can directly contact to me on my LinkedIn, which you will get in the slides, or should I share it into the chat also? Hmm. I'm expecting an answer, yes or no. Should I share it in the chat, or you can just access it from the slides? Okay. Don't even remember my stuff. Let me just copy it from here only. Here you go. You can just easily talk to me here. So if you have any doubt, you can contact me. And you'll be also joined into the WhatsApp group. And if you have any doubt later, you can just easily ping me into the WhatsApp group. I'll be happy to answer you. Yes, I'm there. So I can see so many people have already joined. Or is everyone cool? WhatsApp link not working? That's not a good sign. Let me see. Redirecting you to the link and bro, it's working, please. Let me just copy paste it again. Okay, we got this again. You can just easily use it. I request you to please check your mic. Don't worry, bro. Next day, I'll get my good mic. The only problem is I'm currently into a contaminated zone, so I ordered a new mic. Not go outside of this area or get anyone inside. So I have to find a way so that I can get my earphone, which is there with the Flipkart office in my state, but in my city, but I don't know how to get it because they're not letting me out. I don't know. It's a free course. Some are talking about payment. So about the course, about the payment, call it as a free course, not a completely free course, but as a free course. And why am I telling is at front you have to pay some amount, and when you complete the session, the whole session, and gives and complete all the projects and all the assignments that you've been provided with. After that, only when you complete all the session. After that, if you feel like the sessions or the whole program was not at as good that you were expecting it to be, you can ask for a refund and will happily refund all the money that you have paid. So will there be a Flutter internship also from 290? I think Mrityunjay sir will tell the answer properly. Yes, it will be. Okay, I want to know about projects. So I guess I repeated twice. No problem. I'll repeat it again. So you'll have more than 20 projects. It's been equally divided into really small projects or like just like a simple implementation of stuff. Then you can go for then the other will be intermediate, which is gonna be a bit different. Hulk type projects, which is gonna make your life a bit miserable, and it's gonna be equally divided into the whole 3 months so that you'll get an each and every proper idea of writing the code. Because no matter how much you read the theory, no matter how much you go through the theory again and again, you'll not learn all the stuff about machine learning unless and until it gets your hand dirty. So you have to make sure that you're trying and trying to implement the stuff that you studied, so that you'll learn the stuff. Joined late so that can you please give a summary? I don't know, guys, that I can give a summary in 5 minutes. So don't worry, you'll get the PPT that it's there. So just like 2 line summary that I can give you that the program is there, which is named as Zero to Hero Machine Learning course, which is gonna be go through for 3 weeks, sorry, 3 months, in which you're gonna have 45 days of theory classes and 45 days of project works, which is gonna be evenly divided. And in the whole session, you learn about new things about machine learning, all the algorithms, how to implement it as a code, and you'll work on different projects. Any other question? Why I'm getting this message? No, not here. कैसा हो तक? So, any other questions that anyone has? Any doubts about the program or how we're gonna lead it? Hmm. Looks like no one has any doubt. So, if no one has any doubt, then they can just write yes or a thumbs up into the chat so that we'll get to know that everyone is clear for now. Okay, no one even wants to write yes. I'll write yes by myself. People are writing yes. Oh, sorry, I didn't scroll down. Shit. Sorry. That was bad. I didn't scroll down. Shit. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging with us for 1 hour. I don't know. It took 1 hour. So one more thing, the session is not gonna be 1 hour long. It's gonna be short. So because like after 1 hour, your mind will stop working. So we'll make sure that the session that you'll have in the program is gonna be less than 1 hour, max 40 minutes. Okay, guys, thank you. If you have any doubt, you can join the WhatsApp group and ask. Then bye bye.
Yeah, bye.